And welcome to Mommy Diaries. As you all know, this show is about parenting, motherhood, and this amazing journey ya hudisa bana ba rona. On today's show, I'm excited. We have Camilla Hlebela. She's a brand manager from Huggies. Welcome, Camilla.
Hi.
Yes, I get about 2,000 people that clock it. So should we clock it? I think we should.
We should clock it.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
So most of the time when I'm sitting across women who are doing amazing things, I always ask them how they're doing because I want an honest answer. Because every time we always say, I'm good, I'm fine, but I just want to know, where are you now? Your headspace. Are you in a good space? Are you happy? What's happening?
Absolutely. I think I'm in a very good space.
Yeah.
I'm also very grateful that we're ending the year. I think all of us look forward to December. Our moods are a lot more higher. It's warmer.
Yes.
So I would say it's a very good question that you're asking because I'm in a very good place.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you're the same. But
I am. I'm just tired. I won't lie. I'm very tired. There's so many changes happening.
Yeah.
So now having to transition. But the older I get, the more I realize that sometimes things that we think are struggles, they actually transition. I'm transitioning into a a different space, and I'm excited about that.
Growth, eh?
Yeah, growth.
Love that.
And being a mom, how's that?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so funny how you learn from these little kids. Eh?
Yeah.
These, I think parenthood teaches you a lot about yourself than you actually think. And I think a lot of parents would tell you that. It's like, it's a lot of growth from within and outside and raising somebody that is also like going to be an independent person, but at the same time, they look up to you.
Yeah.
And that's how the growth comes back. Like you also grow. And it's so amazing because even in the space that I'm working in right now, there's so many things that even me as a parent, I'm learning. And I get the privilege to learn it from the other side as well. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know we do that. So it's a lot of growth and learning.
Yeah.
It's quite amazing.
And for someone out there who doesn't know what a brand manager is, you are a brand manager for Huggies. So I just wanted to find out, what do you do on a daily?
Sure. Day in a life.
Yeah, day in a life of.
I think in simple terms, I always make this joke even with my colleagues at work. I like to say that we're almost like the voice of the consumer in the business.
Got you.
Because we literally like not just fueled by our thoughts and our feelings, but we take the responsiveness from our consumers. We take that, we bring it to a business perspective and we dial up a little bit on that. So we literally just take whatever, in this instance, moms are telling us about what it is that they look for in nappies. What is actually they're looking for to make their lives a lot more comfortable and make their babies happy. And we turn that into a product that is actually going to meet those needs. So it's like a day in a life as a brand manager has a lot to do with just looking inward and outward at the same time, being in the ear of the consumer, but also just giving them what they need, being their voice in the spaces that they're not there. So it's I'm sorry to say, it's not as fun and glitz and glam. It's a lot of reading, a lot of research, and a lot of testing and making sure that you dot those I's and cross those T's.
Got you. And from your own personal experience, I know the first 6 months of motherhood is quite intense. And I think that's why I started Mommy Diaries, the movement, before I started the podcast, because for me, the first 6 months was very interesting and it was tough because you have so much information. There's a midwife, there's your mom, there's your friends, and then now there's Google, and now there's ChatGPT. There's a lot, like emotional. Like, what did you go through the first 6 months of motherhood, especially trying to find the right products or right nappies for your child?
I think for me, and I think a lot of other moms as well could go through this. Like, if you're privileged enough to have a community, I think it goes a long mile because it takes a village to raise a child. So that also becomes like a key point of view from an emotional, even from a practical point of view, because lending hands, like a lot of people putting in that word, and also from advice, it does give you a lot of like perspective. But I'd also say that in development, like how you're saying, we've evolved so much. Information has become like a swimming pool of things that we hear on a day-to-day. If it's not social media, even these very same advisors that are your people, it's not just one you mentioned now. It's a whole community. It's mom. Do you listen to mom? Do you listen to Rachadi? Do you listen to your friends? What is it? So it's like you have to almost like dial in also to your own instinct sometimes. And it's also important to just like stop and listen and also do your own research. Your instincts will never lie. And when it comes to product, for me, what I've also picked up is important, especially for babies, is that your babies are responsive. They are humans after all. If you're going to buy a product, even if you think you've been influenced by Pasi, by Camilla, and you think this is a great product, even when you use it for a child, see how they react to it. Take that as a learning, adapt from that. So it's almost like doing your own research coupled with also like the information that you get from other people. I would think it's like the best way to kind of like navigate the space of overload of information.
Because it's quite a lot. And you, especially when you're trying to choose the right product for your child.
It's daunting.
It is. And then we speak a lot about skin. And when we think of skin, when it comes to kids or babies, we always think of, the skin here and there, softness. And then what we all know, kids' skin are very sensitive. Baby skins are very sensitive. But when it comes to nappies, for example, we don't understand the importance of choosing the right nappy for your child.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be wearing that the entire day. And not only that, they're peeing on it.
TMI.
They're peeing on it. But not just that as well. Now you have to consider, you have to wipe.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the skin of a baby. Why is it more sensitive than our skin?
Sure. And that's a very good question, because skin is like the largest organ a human body has. And then when you layer it for babies, it's 30% thinner. So you can already imagine how fragile and vulnerable that skin is to literally everything. The environment, moisture, dryness. So baby skin needs that extra layer of protectiveness from everything because it's still developing. It's still trying to build its barriers of immune defense. So that's why it's very critical to literally look into the sensitivity and build onto that. Don't just you wouldn't use the same products that you use on your skin, on your baby skin, because it's not the same. Your skin has developed some sort of mechanism to protect itself. Babies, on the other hand, 30% is a huge margin. Those babies' skins are protected at all costs. Think of a marshmallow. It's so soft, so mellow. It could burn it, the lights on everything. So it's literally around that. It's so thin, so vulnerable. So we can't compare. It's not the same.
So us adults, some adults have more sensitive skin than others. With kids, is it the same way? You have to make sure that you choose the right product in terms of some kids are more sensitive than other. Is it the same as us adults, where you find I have more sensitive skin than you would?
No one child is the same, and no one human is the same. So I would say it's also a variety of that, because you could still have kids that have eczema from the moment they're born. Some kids, they're glowing from the moment they come out. So like how we're different as humans, no one child is the same. So you could say it also varies. Obviously, it has to do with the balance of it all, the dermatological testings of it, and how a doctor would, a professional would range it. But it's definitely not the same. Not one child would be the same with the other.
Yeah. And besides the reaction, what other signs that shows whether this child is uncomfortable, especially when it comes to the nappies?
I would say it's gonna sound silly, but you see when they do the little wiggle?
Oh, cute. Yeah,
but if you notice the body language, it's not a wiggle of dancing to a tune. It's also a wiggle of discomfort, trying to find the right zone. So those it's a simple example that I can think of. Things like that you could pay attention, or even when you're doing nappy time changes and the baby can see that they're not impressed, they're showing some discomfort in their faces, they're scratching when they not need to scratch. Those are the little nuances that you could pick up. But what I say, you just need to be attentive to those things, especially in nappies, because nappies are, like you said earlier, in contact with the baby's skin. The reaction would be very directive in that sense.
And then when it comes to Huggies, let's talk about Huggies. The products. I don't remember, because Nema's 9. I don't even remember the stages where she moved from.
Excuses. Show you an answer. Excuses.
The stages where she moved from just the normal nappy and then the pants.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. When do you move your child from the actual what do you call them?
Wait,
the actual nappy?
Yes. From the open diapers.
From the open diapers to the pants.
So usually you would see that in our diapers, we have weight ranges on the pack.
Got you.
So normally like when you go for your your weight checkups with your child, you obviously weigh them and understand what size they're in. How we communicated is that normally open diapers are a lot more easier to use when the baby's still like a newborn, in the newborn ranges we call it. I almost went technical there, but like in the newborn ranges, or like the primitive years, because they're almost always on their back, so they're not too hard to control when you're trying to change the nappies. But then the pants, we normally communicated a lot more for when the baby starts being more active, more moving, because I know you would relate, even though it's a bit longer for you, but changing a baby that wants to go outside and run,
or when they start learning how to get up, you know, when they start learning how to get up, you're like, sleep, my sister, I'm changing your nappy. I know that stage.
Exactly. So it's a transition. We're trying to accommodate for that, so that you understand that, because with our pants, we do understand that it's a lot more easier to like discard of, even to put it on. And it's very good as a way also of a development when you're teaching them how to potty train. The pants act as if like it's an underwear. So it also becomes cognitive to them. So, you pull up at the pants like this. Underwear, you pull. So that's what I'm saying. When you think of pants, think of it in that active stages, because baby is in moving stage, baby is developing. Open diapers mostly just when they're still like in their cuddling stages.
And as parents, what do you think are some of the mistakes that we make that will end up causing some irritation or that discomfort when it comes to, especially when we talk about nappies and using wet wipes?
Well, I would say from my understanding, what I've picked up a lot is that it's actually like a basic thing like cleaning. Gentle cleaning is quite important for babies. We can't skip that step. Like when you're changing a nappy, don't be like, this one time they just peed, let me just close it up and throw it and put another one. Gentle cleaning is quite important, because it is a barrier, like how you're saying now, to protecting your child a little bit more extra, removing that extra pH or removing that extra bacteria, even if it's just urine. And another one that I would probably pick up is like moisturizing. As much as I've mentioned earlier that baby skin is like 30% thinner than adults, it means that even the lockage of moisture in their skin is not as high. The retention is not as high. So moisturizing baby skin is also like a very important part. And it's also important to use products that are specific for baby. So as much as, your SPF could work very good for you,
but
it might not be ideal for baby, you know what I mean? So I think those are one of like the critical things that parents just need to be a little bit more cognizant on when it comes to taking care of baby skin.
And for first-time moms, now you have to go to the store. I think at the baby shower, they buy us products, right? The products, the baby. Can I get the baby shower leading?
Bri,
yes.
Baby
So what are some of the mistakes that we make? Or let me rather ask this. How should one choose the right product for their children? Especially if you're a first-time mom.
I think it also goes back to that thing where I said your instinct, right? But also, it's not a bad thing to ask, right? Always ask for information, because you won't know everything, especially as a first-time mom. As much as information might come as an influx to you, I mean, I've seen those aisles. The baby aisles, as you walk in, it's already a sea of daunting information. So sometimes even asking your close community, someone who you think has more experience than you, would be a great way to also start. But also at the same time, going back to what I said earlier, also using your instinct, and also when you're in that trial stage, do listen to baby, do pay attention to how baby reacts, and then pick it up from there.
And then, like English, there's natural, eco-friendly. Let's talk about that. Natural, eco-friendly. Like, educate me on that.
No, I have a bone to pick with that, because it's like when we think about our straws, the straws have changed now. There's the plastic straws, there's
a paper straw.
Exactly. So think about it in that format. So even with nappies, it goes to that level where eco-friendliness we haven't yet, I'll say in our market, really moved to like eco-friendly to that extreme where we're going back to reusable nappies, those cloth ones. We haven't moved to the extreme. But eco-friendliness just has to do with how you take care of your environment with the products that you have. And it's quite, lack of better words, it's quite a touch and go subject in our space, because we don't have to reduce the quality of the product in order to make it eco-friendly.
Got you.
You get what I mean? So it's like we are still in the level of trying to find the balance to still be able to give you the best product and still being able to take care of our environment. That's what I'm saying, that in our lifetime, maybe not in mine or maybe in my future generations, we might fit to that spectrum of having nappies that are made of cardboard. But until then, it's almost like we need to find a balance to say, what is eco-friendly? How do you define eco-friendly? Is it less plastic or is it, more reusable products in the composition, that kind of thing. So it's a balance of both.
Yeah. And then I know that Huggies recently launched a new Gold Skin Soft range. Let's talk about that. That sounds very exciting.
It's very exciting. It's one of our prized positions because we created a diaper specifically for parents that are looking for that gold standard of comfort for their children.
Okay.
Because our Huggies Gold Skin Soft range is made of 100% natural shea butter.
Okay.
With extra soft layers that absorbs in seconds, which creates that extra layer of anti-rash barrier. So if it absorbs a lot more quicker, the rash will not develop as quickly to baby because they're not exposed to the waste, if we can put it that way.
Got you.
So we are very proud of that because we just combined science with care with our range. And we know that it gives parents this easy peace of mind knowing that their children are in comfort, like they're comfortable. So that's like one of like the ranges that we're quite proud of. And we've seen that it's starting to launch in markets and we've seen that people are picking it up.
So is it out already or?
Yeah, it's already out in our local retailers.
Okay. And
maybe Nema can try it out.
No, our producer here has actually. We must send our producer here. See, Ama Nappies because he recently had a baby. That's right. It sounds so exciting. I think like when you have a child when she's 9, and you're thinking now things are evolving so much, and I'm like, I wish I was pregnant now, even though like I don't want a child now, but I wish I was pregnant now because there's things have become so much easier.
Yeah.
Even with Huggies, I remember when Nema was born, I'm sure there were a few things that were not there.
Yeah.
But now they are here.
Yeah.
You guys are evolving.
Yeah.
And what other exciting products do you guys have
that
you swear
range.
about?
Yeah, we have a lot of range. I'm just going to throw it in there because it's now summer.
Yeah.
We also do have like a swimming range. And I'm sure a lot of moms probably don't know about it because we have seasons. So it's like a seasonal product that we have.
Okay.
But Little Swimmers is part of like our Huggies range where moms can actually use it from the early sizes of size 2. So the moment your baby starts like being active in the water, you don't have to worry about using diapers because there's also a disadvantage there. But I don't want to get too technical, but you generally cannot use the same nappies that you use every day in a swimming pool or outside in the water. So we have a specific swimming nappy, which is the Little Swimmers, just absorbs all of like the
water,
the contents of the nappy, but without
spilling them into the swimming pool.
Yeah, and they actually don't even swell up in water, which I'm sure you've seen when...
Yes, Pakistani. And then they run with a nappy full of water.
Exactly. So we have a nappy specifically designed not to swell in water. So that's our Huggies Gold Swimmers range. It's actually very cool. We'll actually bring it for Sia
as well. Yeah. So before then, what did we used to do? Did they swim with the normal nappies?
Yeah, I guess so. But we've had our range for a very long time, and it's one of like those specifically designed nappies where it still carries the same weight as a normal nappy, just with that extra layer of specification. Like I said, the fact that it doesn't allow the contents to spill out. You see, it's like a extra design layer. Like you mentioned, evolving. This is another step into technology and evolving that we've also done on our side.
Yeah, and I mean with us adults as well, we use your wipes. Especially if we have sensitive skin. When we're doing our makeup, when we clean our faces, sometimes we want to use baby products because we understand how, you know what I mean, how that extra layer of comfort. Because I know when I do my makeup, I my face. And also at the same time, like you're saying, products are important. And let's also remind the parents the importance of taking care of their little one's skin. Why do we forget that part? Especially that part, class. Like I said, we always focus on the face. And kids who are sensitive, like who have eczema, are your products friendly to them as well?
Our products are well tested, so they're dermatologically tested.
Yeah.
All of those things are taken into consideration because, like you're saying, it's around the term of taking care of baby skin in that level of sensitivity. So we thoroughly test them to make sure that is not even messed around with, not to that level.
And how important is that when it comes to your brand, that dermatological aspect of it, of testing.
Yeah, I think it's very important. It's a critical step. It's vital.
Yeah.
Because those products, I think I mentioned earlier when I was saying that baby-specific products are quite important. There's a real need why they need to be there. And our products ensure that that step is not removed. It's vital because it's in contact with baby skin. It's like those one extra layers of things that do touch baby from the moment they're born. So that step cannot be overlooked, and it's thoroughly tested. And we're confident because we have it as a seal to show that we don't overlook that. We take that as, if any steps is taken, that's the first step.
Yeah. And any advice you can give to moms just as small in a routine of making sure that we take care of our children's skin?
Please change your nappies regularly. I know that there's that, it's not a misconception, but it's also like a not well talked enough routine. You can always assume that you will tell when the nappy is full by just saying, I can see it there, it's barking. But routine changes, making sure that you consistently change your baby's nappy on a routine is important. That's what prevents it. It prevents baby from getting rashes. Continuously changing. And that cleaning method I was telling you about, gentle cleaning is important. Using like a wipe is important. There's a reason why the wipes are used as a method of cleaning for baby, because it needs to be gentle. You can't now just use whatever you can, because baby's skin might not react to that. So those are like one of the key things that I would say top of mind when mom is thinking about baby skin. The nappy that you're using as a product, the wipes that you're using, and the moisturizing that you're using. Because sometimes it might be the moisturizer that you're using that actually is your baby's reacting to, and it's not necessarily the nappy. So that's what I'm saying. The key of the whole entire advice, I would say, be attentive, pay attention. Baby skin will tell you the reaction, even if it's a bad or good. It will be an indicator. That's your Northern Star.
Yeah. And mom guilt is there. We have mom guilt, especially when it comes to, damn it, I chose the wrong product for your child, for my child. What advice would you give to those moms who are going through that right now? I didn't know better. Now I know. There's a whole routine about choosing the right moisturizer. Then I didn't know. It was always like, there's a nappy. The common ones that we all use, and not finding out, okay, cool, it might be harmful to the baby. So what advice would you have, especially for moms who have that guilt of choosing the wrong products for their babies?
That's a very difficult question, because as a mom myself, that guilt does exist, even if my baby is not a baby anymore, but the guilt does exist. And I think it's important to also be gentle with yourself. Because you don't know everything. Let's be quite honest. Even if I was to give you the answer now, it will not apply for every mom. And it's not a book by book play. That's why I'm saying that do not be too hard on yourself. You won't know everything. Going back to asking, where you feel short, ask. And also importance of, when you fall, how often you get up. If you make that mistake, don't be stubborn and say, actually, this baby, no, maybe it's them. Learn from it. Pick up as a lesson. When the baby reacts, that means there's something that needs to change. So it's almost like it's a cycle. It's a self-introspection thing. And I know when you're sitting in guilt, it's very hard for you to get yourself out of it, because you're still sitting in worry and distress. So be gentle on yourself. You don't know everything. Also ask.
So as moms, we have you have your handbag, and there's a makeup bag inside, and you always have put stuff, and you know what you need. So let's talk about Huggies products that you must have in your bag when you leave the house.
I love that question.
Because our bags are always they always have the things that we need. So let's talk about the bag, because you have to have your handbag and your little one's bag.
Their own swag bag.
Their own swag bag.
Definitely have to have your nappies in there. Because I remember changing routine. Just because you're going 5 minutes to Checkers doesn't mean the baby won't do something along the way. So always carry your nappies. Wipes. That
wipes.
It might also help you too.
You know what I mean? Yes.
So nappies and wipes, I would say they are your key. Then you can have your moisturizer, even depending on what you need. But for me, as a Huggies brand ambassador or brand manager in this case, definitely nappies and wipes. You shouldn't leave your house without any of those. Those are your key. Moisturizer for baby, depending on how they're using it.
Let's talk about the moisturizer. What kind of skin products do you have?
We don't have any at the current moment from a Huggies brand point of view, because it's like I said, with babies, you need to be taking an extra layer of directive. You don't just go and fumble there and just take whatever you can. So
Yeah,
we
that's
don't
true.
have that currently at the moment, but we do have like our wipes, and our wipes are pretty much good as well.
I know.
That go very well with our diapers. So watch the space.
Yeah, it's coming. Definitely. You know, when you spoke about skin, when we started, I was just thinking when Nema was still very little, right? Immediately when a child has a rash, we're just thinking about the nappy. And I think one thing that I'm taking from you, that I'm learning, is that I had to think of other things that I'm using as I am making sure that I'm changing her nappy. Yeah. Like you're saying, there's a moisturizer involved. There's also wipes involved. Because sometimes we mix the brands and the products as well. Kanti, the problem is not the nappy. Yeah. The problem could be also how you're cleaning the baby. And I think also, hey, cleaning. Because you know how you know what I mean? I think we also forget the importance of hygiene when it comes to how sensitive that area is for kids as well. Absolutely. And you see it when you go to hospitals. You wash your hands first, do the thing, wash your hands after. Yeah. We forget those small little things.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Oh, I did?
Yeah. Do you have my job?
But I'm just observing her. Sometimes as moms, we totally forget her. Even those wet wipes, you can wipe your hands before and then wipe your hands, especially sometimes when you are at a place where there's no taps or water and stuff like that.
Yeah. And you wouldn't, as a piece of advice, you have a skincare routine, as example, as an adult. You know, it's as much as you have a skincare routine, think of it that way. Baby also needs to have like their own little bunch. You mentioned the nappy bag. That nappy bag is almost like their key living essentials.
Yes.
Even you, when you're washing your skin, you won't just now like use this moisturizer on this, even though you have like your products, you know there's a setup, it's a routine. Same thing with nappies and taking care of baby. There's a routine that you can follow for your child. Think of it that way.
Yeah.
Do to others what you want to be done to you.
100%. And also, lastly, let's talk about the potty training. Now, how do we incorporate that? Like you spoke about the pants.
Yeah.
That's when you start potty training your child, you can introduce or transition from just a normal nap. Yeah. And advice for moms who are struggling with potty training. I know that that's not your speciality, but you know what I mean? Because it's difficult.
Hey, I don't want these moms to quote me now. No, but what Camilla said didn't work. No. I'm not an expert, but I think with using a pants, it makes it a lot more easier, like I said, because it's a development. Pants teach the development habit of how you use, like a baby would be using a normal underwear to pants. So I think it's around that cognitive adaptability that you're teaching your child. And I think pants are a good example. And they're also making it easier for you as a parent as well, as like discarding of them. You see how you opened up as you have the flaps and then now you're taking out and you're throwing it. It's a lot of steps for somebody that is lying down and active. But for pants, you just tear open the sides. Discard of it. It's quick. And for parents that are in that potty training stage, you do know that information is critical.
Yeah.
Every little information counts for something. So you don't want to overload your child with like a lot of information. Hence I'm saying the habit is there, the development is there. With pants, up, down.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. That's how you need to teach them how to use it. So with that pants, as you transition into that, they'll learn that habit. And before you know it, when you're out of diapers, they will also have learned that from that routine. So it's like it's not a tip.
Got you, but it makes sense.
Yeah. Kind of like
yeah. Because also they look at us, like, because these kids follow us everywhere. You go to the loo, the baby's there. You go there. They also see you, the routine of you taking off their underwear, sitting down. And I think it makes sense when you say, especially when they start to become
move
active.
Around. Yeah.
Lastly, advice to parents.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes most of the time we sideline our fathers. And fathers, shembaya, they go buy diapers, what stage and all of that. So I'm going to say parents, not just moms.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to parents who are at that process of starting to choose the right products for their kids? They just had a baby, humonati, and it's this tough, amazing journey, like I said, Any advice do you have for the parents? From
my perspective.
From your perspective and from Camilla, the brand manager, go Huggies. There's two people.
Two people in the room.
Yes.
Dang it. But yeah, I think from Camilla, the parent, right?
Yeah.
I think it's also just being present.
Yeah.
Being present for your child. Especially like you mentioned in those beginning stages. While you're busy worrying and you're busy overthinking everything, time is not waiting for you. It's moving. Those moments that you're missing, cherish them, because your baby, as they grow, like I say, you're growing with them. Be present at that moment and be attentive as you grow. And the brand manager side of me, where it's, now I'm talking about the product, it's once again around the skincare.
Yeah.
Top of mind. Always think about it. If you take nothing away from this podcast, take away that 30% of a baby's skin, like, it's thinner than yours. So think about it as the most delicate thing. Think of it like an egg. Take care of it. So even when you're shopping for those products, there's a reason why we have like baby specificated products. That's why we have nappies. We could just use the underwears that we have if that wasn't the case. So products are there for babies for a reason. So be cognizant of that. There's a reason, and we are very confident in offering them for babies because we test them as thorough as we need to, like I mentioned earlier. So it's about being cognizant, being present, and being attentive, because at the end of the day, as parents, we fuss a lot, we worry a lot, and we concern ourselves with all the information that we're getting. Take time to digest it sometimes. Take time to sit in the quiet and listen, because that's how you get to digest the information. And I'm big on this because it helped me a lot. Pay attention, or like take care of your community that is around you. Take note of that. They could also be building you. They can build you in the best way that you know how. So as parents, remember there's like the saying that says it takes a village to raise a child. If you have it, make use of it.
And I think also even that village, we have to make sure that we educate the village, because I can think now as you're talking, I'm imagining there are parents out there who don't have helpers or stay in nannies, and they take their kids as young as 6 months, go crèche. And sometimes I feel like I was so scared. I'm like, yo, haba, because when you're there, you're not in control of how they're going to change the nappy. Doesn't matter how expensive the school is. And I think it's one of those things of educating the village, because obviously the nannies and the women who help us with our kids when we're not there, they also need to learn, you know, and especially about, because sometimes we assume just because someone is a woman, they should know, you know, these things. But I guess sometimes we forget to tell our lovely women, our nannies, to, this is how you do it. Because where they come from, sometimes they don't even know about the importance of choosing the right product or the right brand. I think we must also educate the village. And I don't want to steal the thunder here, but we also from Huggies are doing our little own portion in how we share education. We have our 1000 days program that we do in the government hospitals, where we actually have what we call our Huggies moms, which are our ambassadors, who are trained professionals in the space of like care. Where they teach moms. So to that point, even in that room when they're in the hospitals and they're teaching moms how to even put on a nappy, how to take care of a baby, in that room you'd see that there's other people that like men are there, probably like partners, husbands or whatever, grandmas that are the caretakers of that person, bam kapil or whatever case may be. But you can see that even in that teaching, it does go a long way. It's an educational reach, if we can call it that. So I like that you touched on that, because that's also a very important part. The education drive does not only end with parents. It goes on to support structures as well. Fathers, everyone.
Caretakers.
Because they used to use that old method, and now things have changed.
And they even like go to a point where they even tell you what brand to use, because that worked for them.
I know.
I'm just saying.
I know.
That's not how we go about
the gap of who do you listen to is something else. It's huge because the midwife, the professionals are talking, and there's a gynecologist who work on your body and healing. There's a lot of information going around, but I think, like you're saying, as long as you can listen to your gut as a mom, you'll be able to be fine.
And
digest. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was a lovely chat.
This was lovely.
Maybe ketla pregnant and then I'm sorted, Mus. Huggies
I have my number.
Yes. Thank you for watching. We are also available on Spotify and Apple.